Chat Essay 23. Everything is here to you, here to help you. How intrinsically motivated people become. How intrinsically motivated people become the best versions of themselves. The single most powerful liberating thing any one of us can do is choose to believe that everything is here to help us. If you want to understand why you perceive your life the way you do, ask yourself, what do you think the point of it is? This isn't a lofty philosophical question that you can maybe entertain if you ever develop a penchant to do so. This is the underbelly of how you think and behave. You either see yourself as a victim of what happens to you or as someone given opportunity to change, grow, see differently, and expand. You either see uncomfortable feelings as suffering you have to deal with or signals you have to learn from. You either see the world as something makes you feel or you see your interpretation of the world as a projection of your feelings. When we think there is a purpose for our pain, the discomfort of it dissolves. It turns from annoyance to an opportunity. Our suffering ceases. The difference between this mindset, intrinsic, and the opposite, extrinsic, is whether or not we believe that we create our experience or that our experiences are created for us and imposed on us from an external force. We spend most of our lives being taught that the latter is true, and there's a reason for this. Society likes to believe it thrives when we are extrinsically motivated. At least this is how capitalism runs. This is how people stay in power. This is how we are kept small. When people believe that they are victims, they forfeit their power. They funnel their energy on other people's ideas, dreams, products. Do we know for certain that there is some higher plan in which we confront obstacles in order to grow? Nope, but we never will. What we do know is that people who are able to create happy lives for themselves right here and right now are the ones who think that way. Unbearable suffering awaits us all. A brief glimpse through history can confirm. None of us is guaranteed a happy life. If we want meaning, we have to create it. If we want to find peace, we need to know there's a purpose for suffering. You will either sit in discomfort for the rest of your life, or you will grow and be better for the things that are most difficult. It is very, very clear who does what. How to know when the only thing in the way of your happiness is you. 1. The only problem with your life is the way you think about it. Objectively, you have everything you could ever want or need, yet your happiness simply comes from a lack of appreciation, which is a cultivated trait, if not a practice. 2. The solution to most of your problems is just changing the way you think about them. For example, learning that people's opinions of you are largely projections of how they see themselves would solve your problem, which is evaluating your life through the idea of how other people could perceive you. 3. You are mentally lazy. You know you should be more present, but you won't put in the effort to practice it. You know you should meditate and learn to train your brain to focus so it doesn't become engulfed by negativity, but you head to the gym instead. You're lazy in the way it matters most, and that's your biggest problem. Wait, let me reread that. You are mentally lazy. You know you should be more present, but you won't put in the effort to practice it. You know you should meditate and learn to train your brain to focus so it doesn't become engulfed by negativity, but you head to the gym instead. You are lazy in the way it matters most, and that's your biggest problem. 4. You've accomplished things that would make you happy and immediately shifted from goals to notches on the belt. Once you achieve something, you immediately started to think of it as another thing done rather than another thing in my life to enjoy. 5. You haven't practiced